The following is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network.
Satter wants the ball. It's going to maybe tee it up for 11-3. He got it! 11 three-pointers for Ty Satter. It's unbelievable. The Fusion the other way. Nice ball in towards Kamai. Kamai able to set it down. Kamai beating the keeper. Shot on the way, and Kamai scores. 1-0 for the Fusion. And it's
1-2 pitch. Line shot up the middle. One run will score. Deer rounding third. He's coming to the plate.
Verwest, they center in front. Scarborough down low, loose in front, in for a goal. South Shaley gets the first goal of this East Region title.
Let's turn things over to the broadcast booth. The pregame show starts now.
Batting 8, number 2, shortstop, Jordan Clemson. Batting 9th is number 11, right fielder, Xander Rath. And defensively and on the mound for the Vikings will be number 1, Jack McDonald. Head coach of the Vikings.
Good evening and welcome to Kindred Varsity Field. We're bringing you American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports. We just got done doing the starting lineups after a lengthy rain delay. We had some hail, we had some wind, we had a lot of rain, and we're just getting it back in time as we bring you the national anthem.
And Violet Trenda, who are going to be in the 5th grade coming up, are going to sing our national anthem. Great job by Piper and Violet. Thanks a lot.
Great job on the national anthem. One Piper Getty and Violet Trenbeth. 2B 5th graders here in Kindred. And great job, rendition again of the national anthem. Let's run through our starting lineups presented to you by Runnings. For the visiting Aberdeen Smitties, they're coached by Matt Lomack and Trevor Ball. Leading off for them will be Jael Avilas, the center fielder. Batting second will be Lance Sifkin, the right fielder. Batting third will be Grant Byer, he's the shortstop. Jackson Ladner plays at first base, batting in the cleanup hole. Batting fifth and catching will be Talon Dutenhofer. Batting sixth and playing at third base will be Tommy Stickelmeyer. And Michael Dutenhofer bats seventh. He does the pitching, so that'll make up the battery, the Dutenhofers, the pitcher and the catcher. Playing in left field and batting eighth will be Donnie Soderlund. Carson Borg bats ninth, and he plays at second base. Again, the Aberdeen Smitties, that's their starting lineup. They'll face on the mound for the Kindred Vikings will be Jack McDonald as he takes his warm-up tosses on the field. We'll quickly run through the Kindred Vikings starting lineups as well, again presented to you by Runnings. Mason Almaris leads off and plays in center field. Batting second and playing in left field will be Kylan Swenson. Batting third and DHing will be Nick Thompson. Jeremiah Doctor is the catcher in tonight's ball game, batting cleanup. And Jack Wold plays at third base, batting fifth. Jack Packer plays at first base, batting sixth. Graham Glasso plays out at second base, batting seventh. Jorgen Swenson is your shortstop, batting eighth. And Xander Rath out in right field, batting ninth. We're getting ready for American Legion Baseball. I'm Mike Bernier along with Wendy Bernier.
Good evening.
Beautiful evening we had right before the first game of this tournament.
Again, welcome to Kindred.
It started raining heavily in Kindred. The field became pretty much underwater, especially on the edges of the infield. And after several hours of some very hard work by some Kindred volunteers, we also had some help from an Aberdeen dad. He came over and helped us out.
Yeah, I learned a lot in the last hour and a half, and we had some really hardworking ground crew members raking and pounding and driving around and doing the lines again and getting some Advil and some ibuprofen. And
Yep, but this field looks beautiful now,
It
and I
does.
think we're ready to play some baseball. We'll try to get that gentleman up in the press box later and get him on the microphone, and I think it's a well-deserved time for him to come
Yeah.
up for an inning and
yeah, he did
And,
a really good job.
helped us out a lot. And again, everybody, all the Kindred volunteers, the grounds crew, Dan Nathan, Paul Quislin leading the show again, and now they're up in the press box, doing the PA, doing the scoreboard, and we're bringing you some live baseball. Jack McDonald rocks and fires, first pitch of the ball game, strike one. J.L. Aviles, the center fielder, left-handed hitter, where's number 3? Looks on, trying to get things started. Second pitch is in there for a strike. It's the Aberdeen Smitties.
Smitties, huh?
Smitties taking on the Kindred Vikings. Here's the 0-2. Fastball up and away. He wasted one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jeremiah Doctor, the catcher. Battery mate of one Jack McDonald on the hill. Here's a 1-2. Fastball pounded foul. From up here, the field looks great. You can still see some wet spots here and there, but put a lot of agri-lime, some quick dry, a lot of raking, a lot of shoveling. Swing and a miss at the 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. Jack McDonald with his first strikeout of the ball game. And there's one away. That brings up Lance Sifkin. He'll be followed by Grant Byer, the shortstop. 1-2-3 hitters. We're just getting started. Top of the first inning. American Legion baseball. Here's a fastball, strike one. MLGC broadcast with fast fiber optic internet service. Powering your broadcast today on Magnitude Sports. Here's the 0-1. It's upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jack McDonald, number 1. Rocks and fires, ground ball to the right side. Glasso has it, knocks it down, throws to first. Scooped out of the dirt nicely by Jack Packer, and there's 2 away. It's a 4-3 put up. Grant Byer, the shortstop. Jackson Ladner, the first baseman, would be next. Should Byer reach. 2 down. And Jack McDonald throws his 9th pitch of the inning. Looks like an off-speed breaking pitch of some sort upstairs. Misses. Ball 1. Grant Byer, right-handed hitter. Where's number 5? Here's a fastball. Over for strike 1. And here's a 1-1 for McDonald. Looked like a hard slider of some sort. 1-2, fouled off. Wind is blowing out towards left center field. So the ball will certainly carry out of here on this beautiful night. And here's the 1-2, it's upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 for McDonald. It's down low in the dirt. 2 balls, count goes full. There's some wet spots here and there along the dugouts especially. Fastball called, strike 3. And the Smitties go down 1-2-3. And the second strikeout recorded for Jack McDonald. After 1/2 inning, the Smitties come up with 0 runs. Kindred Vikings coming to bat. You're listening and watching Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
MLGC's story began in 1906 in the rural communities of Enderlin and Cooperstown. Today, MLGC is a fourth-generation family-owned company that can deliver ultra-high-speed broadband, TV, telephone, and advanced business services to customers on a 100% fiber optic network. Now available in several rural communities, including Kindred. In an era of exploding technology, MLGC's goal is to deliver future technologies that make rural North Dakota a vibrant place to live and do business. Visit them today, MLGC.com. MLGC, moving you at the speed of light.
We know it's a difficult conversation, but you can give your family peace of mind by sharing your final wishes. Pre-planning your funeral with the caring and experienced team at Bolger Funeral Home means your needs and requests will be honored. Take away the stress and burden of expense during their time of grief with the team your neighbors and community have trusted for generations. Schedule a meeting with Bolger Funeral Home and Cremation Services today.
We head to the bottom of the first inning. Kindred Vikings coming to bat. Aberdeen Smithies go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. And now the pitcher, Michael Dutenhofer, will throw to his battery mate, Talon Dutenhofer. Kindred Vikings, obviously top of the order coming up, so Mason Almaris, Kylan Swenson, and Nick Thompson due up.
Your battery for Aberdeen.
Beautiful evening in Kindred.
It is really pretty. After all that raking, it breaks my heart a little bit every time there's spikes hit
Yeah.
the dirt. I got to be honest.
There's certainly still some soft spots around there, but it's looking very good. We've dumped a lot of agar lime onto the field and some quick dry. And Dutenhofer, the lefty, kicks and fires. Fastball goes to the backstop, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Mason Almaris, the hitter, having a great season. Trying to get the Vikings started. Fastball's upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes.
Mason's a busy guy. He's also coaching a 13U team this season, too.
Absolutely.
Has a lot to share with the young kids.
Pretty much out here all the time, out at the ballpark. And the 2-0 pitch is away, 3 balls and no strikes. Whether he's practicing with his team, playing with his team, or coaching with his team for practices, they've had a game or two out here as well. And here's a 3-0 from Dutenhofer. It's way upstairs. A 4-pitch walk to the leadoff hitter. That'll bring up Kylan Swenson, the left fielder. First base run of the ball game for either team. Ladner, the first baseman, holds him on. And the lefty kicks and fires. That's over for strike 1. So Dutenhofer comes back with the strike after walking the leadoff hitter on 4 pitches. It's always nice to see your pitcher come back and toss a strike, get that one out of the way. And here's a pitch, fouled away, 0-2 the count. Mason Almaris has some speed. He'll steal a base on you. And here's the 0-2, up and away. Almaris steals. He's down into second base, and he's safe. Stolen base on the 0-2 pitch. Fastball was away. Not an ideal pitch to steal a base on, but it worked out for Almaris. Here's the 1-2. Fastball popped foul. Again, Paul Quislen announcing to the kids in attendance in the ball game, get those foul balls, bring them to the concession stand.
And get some Smarties. Get a little piece of candy for each foul ball they take over there.
Here's the 1-2 pitch again. And the lefty looks back at second base, rocks home. Fastball outside. Ooh, we got a little twitch from the home plate umpire on that one. Didn't quite pull the trigger. Calls it a ball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2 pitch, grounded on the right side. Second baseman comes over, throws it on to Ladner for the play. That's a 4-3 putout as Swenson grounds out, but moves a runner up to third base. Second baseman being Borg. Carson Borg making the play over to Ladner at first base. Yeah, everybody was out raking and shoveling and dumping dirt on the field. Then we hustled up here and wrote our lineups down. Now batting the designated hitter for the Vikings, Nick Thompson. He's got a runner in scoring position. First pitch to him is a strike. And here's a pitch. Fastball swing and a big healthy cut by Nick Thompson. Infield is playing back. Will concede the run for an out if it gets past the pitcher. And here's the 0-2. Fastball upstairs, close pitch, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jeremiah Doctor on deck. And here's the 1-2. Fastball swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out. Big strikeout for Dutenhofer. As a pitcher, you got that runner on third base. And a ground ball, a sac fly are all ways in which you can score with less than 2 outs. But now we got that big strikeout of Nick Thompson. And 2 outs now. It'll be up to Jeremiah Doctor to keep this inning alive. Perhaps drive home that lead run. First pitch to Doctor is a ball. Doctor's got some pop in his bat as well.
Go, Gary, knock him in. Come on, bud.
Lefty on lefty. Here's a 1-0. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jack Wold is on deck.
Wait, you didn't see the hit with the Woody. Come on.
2 down, runner on third. Michael Dutenhofer, the lefty on the hill, kicks and fires. Fastball upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. Coach Josh Almaris coaching at third base. His first base coach is Nick Eggman. Here's a 2-1. Misses again, 3 balls and 1 strike. Dean Wixow also helps out. Okay. All right, here's a 3-1 pitch. Fastball called strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. $19 pitches so far for Michael Dutenhofer. And here's a full count pitch. Fastball grounded on the right side. Borg's got it, throws over to Ladner in time for the out. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. 1 runner left on base after the 4-3 putout. And after 1 inning complete, on the Rusted Sand and Gravel line score, we're tied at 0, headed to the top of the 2nd inning. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
Cheyenne Septic Service is your go-to for residential and commercial pumping of your septic and holding tank. Plus, they provide pre-sale real estate pumping and inspection. Don't buy a new home or sell your current home without it. Cheyenne Septic Service is always on call 24/7 for any emergency services that may be required at your home or business. Call 701-317-2756. Cheyenne Septic Service, a local business in Leonard, North Dakota.
For your remodeling and service needs on residential or commercial water heaters, sewers, drain cleaning, floor heating, and more, contact DJ's Plumbing and Heating in Castleton. The team at DJ's Plumbing and Heating has over 43 years of experience and is an officially licensed master plumber. DJ's Plumbing and Heating. Give them a call today at 701-347-5253 or visit them in person at 1002 Front Street in Castleton.
And we're back at Kindred Varsity Field. We are shooting for an 8:30 to 9 o'clock start for this game after the lengthy rain delay. Well, we got an inning in before 9 o'clock.
Yeah, and the lights are on. Flags blowing pretty.
And how about this? First time I've seen this, there's a line of 4 golf carts down the right field line in foul territory. First pitch from McDonald to the leadoff hitter, Jackson Ladner. The first baseman is hit foul down the left field line. 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Aberdeen Smitties. Jackson Ladner, Talon Dutenhofer, and Tommy Stickelmeyer. Here's the 0-1 pitch from McDonald. Breaking ball, upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nice evening. The humidity seems to have gone away a little bit as well. 1-1 pitches. 1-1 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yep, and they've got all the red, white, and blue pretties up for the tournament this weekend.
2-1 misses. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Hey, Josh. Where's Josh at?
And here's a 3-1. Jack McDonald on the hill for the Vikings, swinging a high pop fly. There should be a play on this one. McDonald comes over and calls for it and makes a catch in foul territory. So Jackson Ladner, the leadoff hitter, and the first baseman, pops up into foul territory. Caught by Jack McDonald for the first out. 4 up, 4 down for the Smitties. Brings up the catcher, Talon Dutenhofer. He wears number 15, bats right-handed. I didn't ask, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that the Dutenhofers are related. Here's a fastball away. Ball 1.
Safe bet, maybe, yep.
Here's a 1 ball, no strike count. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Oh. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, swinging a foul. Ooh, caught the umpire in the side of the head. Hopefully that caught his face mask, and the umpire appears to be okay. It's a foul ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jeremiah Doctor checking on his umpire. Jack McDonald looks on. And here's a 2-1 pitch from McDonald. Breaking ball, hit high in the air down the right field line. Play for Graham Glasso, the second baseman. He goes out there and makes a catch, and there's 2 away. Talon Dutenhofer, the catcher, pops up to the second baseman. And Tommy Stickelmeyer steps up. He's a third baseman. Right-handed hitter, wears number 14. And McDonald's first pitch is a ball inside. Just getting started, top of the second inning.
Pretty good crowd in the stands and down the first base line in the golf carts, and a lot of kids out in the park waiting for those foul balls.
Absolutely. There's some wet spots on the infield, but it's very green. And there's a 2-0 pitch, or the 1-0 pitch, misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Jack McDonald, this will be his 26th pitch of the game. This one misses upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. Michael Dutenhofer, the pitcher's on deck. And here's a 3-0. Fastball over strike 1. And here's a 3-1 for McDonald. Breaking ball pounded on the ground to short. Jorgen Swenson has it, throws over to first base in time. Jack Packer with the play. And once again, the Smitties go down 1-2-3 after the 6-3 putout. And we head to the bottom of the second inning. On your Rusted Sand and Gravel line score, It's 0-0, and we're headed to the bottom of the second inning.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
And we head to the bottom of the second inning. Kindred Vikings coming to bat with their 5, 6, and 7 hitters. That'll be Jack Wold, Jack Packer, and Graham Glasso. Jack McDonald for the Kindred Vikings has faced 6 batters, gotten all of the outs. And Michael Dutenhofer, after walking the leadoff hitter Mason Almaris, set the next 3 batters down in a row. And he'll face Jack Wold. First pitch to him is a ball. Jack Wold, right-handed hitter. Swings and fouls this one off. One ball and 1 strike. Jack Wold, the hitter. Dutenhofer, the lefty, kicks and fires. Fastball is upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jack Wold batting .267 on the season. Here's a 2-1 from Dutenhofer. Fastball fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jack Packer awaits on deck. Here's a 2-2, swing and a foul. Back to the screen. Count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports. Powered by MLGC broadcast with fast fiber optic internet service. Here's a ground ball out to second base. Borg has it, throws on to first base, and Ladner. And that's the first out of the inning as Jack Wold grounds out. 3 of the first 4 outs are ground balls to the second baseman, Borg. Jack Packer steps up. He's a first baseman. Jack's got some power. He can hit the ball a long ways. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Packer batting .250 on the season. Has 3 doubles. And here's a 1-0. Fastball. Misses. Ball 2. Graham Glasswell waits on deck. 0-0. Bottom of the second inning. Aberdeen Smitty's taking on the Kindred Vikings. Here's a 2-0. That ball misses. 3 balls and no strikes. And Michael Dutenhofer pitches out of the windup, and the pitch misses outside. He walked him. Second walk of the game for Dutenhofer. That'll bring up Graham Glasso, the second baseman. Michael Dutenhofer, his battery mate Talon Dutenhofer. First pitch to Graham Glasso. It's over for a strike. No runs, no hits, and no errors for either team so far. Bottom of the second. Here's the 0-1. Ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lights are on at the ballpark. Sun's starting to fade a little bit. And here's a 1-1. Misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. At about 6 o'clock, it didn't look like we were going to play any baseball here. The field was pretty much underwater, but a lot of hard work by everybody, and we're playing some baseball. 2-1 pitch is hit high in the air to shallow left field. Shortstop Grant Byer goes out and makes the play, and there's 2 down. Pop out to the shortstop. Brings up Jorgen Swenson, the shortstop. 2 down, runner on first base. Xander Rath is on deck, should Jorgen Swenson reach. And here's the first pitch to him. Fastball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch is over for strike 1. First baseman Ladner holds on Jack Packer at first base, and they will throw over. Jack Packer's back in plenty of time. With the lefty on the mound, it's a little tougher to get the read on the pitch, a little tougher to steal against. Here's a 1-0 pitch is upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jorgen Swenson trying to keep this inning alive for the Vikings. Dutenhofer trying to shut the door. Here's a 2-1 over for strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. And the pitch. Fastball over for strike 3. He struck him out. No runs, no hits, and no errors. 1 runner left on base for the Vikings in the bottom of the second inning. On your Rusted's sand and gravel line score, it's 0-0 after 2 innings. We head to the top of the third. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
Jamie R. Swenson of Park Company Realtors has been your local Kindred area realtor for over 10 years. She'll help you find the home you're really looking for. Growing up in Gary, Minnesota, and graduating from NDSU, Jamie has made her home in Kindred, proudly cheering on the home team in blue. Buying or selling? Make that call to Jamie R. Swenson at 701-799-1779 or visit connectwithjamie.com to browse new listings and listen to the Realtor Moms podcast. Jamie R. Swenson of Park Company Realtors supports the Kindred players of today and hometown rookies of tomorrow.
If you're looking for a bank or insurance agency that offers big bank products and small town service, then Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency is the way to go. Live in or near the Kindred area? Stop in and chat with a friendly banker or insurance agent about all of the convenient services and features they offer. Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency are your neighbors who are here to help you grow and develop. Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Online at...
And we're back to start the top of the third on Magnitude Sports, bringing you American Legion Baseball. Aberdeen Smitties taking on the Kindred Vikings. Jack McDonald for the Vikings. First pitch is a ball. The 7'8" hitter step to the plate, Michael Dutenhofer. He's the pitcher. Left-handed pitcher, bats right-handed. Swing and a miss, strike 1. It'll be Michael Dutenhofer, Donnie Soderlund, and Carson Borg. And the 1-1. Swinging a high pop fly. That'll go out of play. That hits the top of the press box here. Again, we haven't had a ball come into the press box that I'm aware of, so the sheetrock behind us is intact.
Your cat-like reflexes will will do the trick.
1-2 is the count. Jack McDonald looks on, kicks and fires. Yeah, I don't know about my cat-like reflexes, but
You don't think so?
I'm protected by this big pillar. This camera's even in the way. It probably will protect me a little bit here. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Popped over to third base. Jack Wold kicks and fires and sends it over to first base. First baseman Jack Packer for the first out, so it's a 5-3 putout as Dutenhofer grounds out for the first out of the inning. Great service here on Magnitude Sports. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for bringing you this ball game. Sure is a lot of fun to come out here and present these ball games. Gives an opportunity for people that can't make it from out of town to tune in and watch these ball games. And if one of their players has a really good game, it's always nice to go back and watch that play again. Donnie Soderlin, the left fielder, steps to the plate, takes ball 1 from Jack McDonald. 7 up, 7 down for Jack McDonald. Here's a 1-0 fastball, over for strike 1. And here's a 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind still blowing out to left center, or almost straight out to left field. It's a steady breeze out there. It's not a strong wind by any stretch. And here's the 1-2. Breaking balls in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That actually was some dust that I saw come up. So
Should we go water the field?
Yeah, better water down the field to make it a little softer. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Jack McDonald. Fastball grounded to the right side. Kicks over the first base bag. Jack Packer fields it cleanly. Steps on first base, takes it himself. A 3 unassisted put out, and there's 2 down. Brings up Carson Borg, the second baseman.
Number 9, second baseman Carson Borg.
Jack McDonald, the right-hander, looks on, gets a sign from Jeremiah Doctor, the catcher. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. We're 0-0, top of the 3rd inning. And the 0-1 fastball is over for strike 2. And here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a line drive to the right side, fielded nicely by Glasso, and they'll toss it on to first base. And the Aberdeen Smitties go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second, the top of the 3rd inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. On your Rustad Sand and Gravel line score, it's 0-0. We're heading into the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans have yield.
Kindred Express Lane is a friendly, locally owned convenience store open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and offers hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Kindred Express Lane is located at 220 First Avenue South across the street from the baseball and football field, just 3 inches away from Highway 15 in Kindred. While you're fueling up, be sure and grab a snack and a cold beverage for the road. Kindred Express Lane wishes the Kindred Post 117 Vikings the best of luck. Go Vikings!
And we're back. We head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Kindred Vikings come into bat. We got a 0-0 ball game on Magnitude Sports. The Aberdeen Smitties are in town for this tournament. Kindred Vikings hosting Xander Rath will lead it off for the Kindred Vikings. Shows bunt. Xander Rath has a tendency to do that. Likes to bring those infielders in as he shows bunt. Hitting .394 on the season. And here's the 42nd pitch from Dutenhofer. It's a swing and a miss, strike one. No runs, no hits, no errors for either team. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball way outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. I'm Mike Bernier along with Wendy Bernier.
Evening.
Wendy diligently running the equipment over there and getting things settled for you.
Yeah, the buttons aren't always working for me, but tonight everything's so smooth so far, so work in progress.
Well, glad you're here because I don't have the first clue how to run any of that stuff.
We'll figure it out.
I could fumble with the camera a little bit, but that's
well,
about it.
no hits, no errors. That makes it a little easier so far, and no score for that matter.
Right. Here's a 2-ball and 2-strike pitch. Fastball swing and a miss by Rath. And the leadoff hitter. Vikings send up their 9 1-2 hitters. Rath strikes out to start off the 3rd inning. 3rd strikeout for Dutenhofer. First out of the inning. Gets us back to the top of the order, Mason Almaris. He led off the inning with led off the first with a 4-pitch walk. Takes ball 1 here. He stole the base, but was eventually stranded at 3rd base back in the first inning. Almaris comes in batting .438 with a .556 on-base percentage. Saw that increase with that walk in the first inning. And there still is some soft spots and maybe even a little bit of standing water on the first base dugout side after the big rain that we had. There's some standing water right in front of the dugout that we're trying to get rid of. But
well, we had one of the dads from the other team helping us out and very knowledgeable about what to do and how to help out. So we'll see if we can't get him on and hear him talk a little bit about what to do and his advice for us tonight, because he had a lot of knowledge to pass on that was pretty cool to watch and listen.
And he worked hard.
He did work hard. He was working hard.
We're writing our lineups up out here, and he was driving the equipment around and the gator and dumping agar lime out on the field and helping us out a lot.
Yeah,
here's a 2-1 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See if we can't get him on and chat with him a little bit later.
I misspoke. That was a ball. That's 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's a pitch from Dutenhofer. Fastball over strike 2. Count goes full to Mason Almaris. Here's a full count pitch from the lefty. Fastball swing and a miss. He struck him out 3 batters in a row. Dutenhofer is set down on strikes. 2 down. 4th strikeout overall for Dutenhofer. 2 down, that brings up Kylan Swenson, the left fielder. .266 batting average on the season, .324 on base. And here's a pitch, swing and a foul tip for strike 1. Yes, working very hard out here, and everybody was. The coaching staff and the players were out here as well, but then they started going into the batter's box or into the hitting cage and getting ready for the game. So a lot of volunteers out here running around.
Yeah, they got the covers on quick.
There's a high drive into right field that's going to hang up for the right fielder, however. And Siefkin makes a catch out in right field, and the Kindred Vikings go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No runners left on base. On your Rusteds, sand and gravel line score. We're tied at 0 after 3 complete innings. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
Do you have a teen ready for driving lessons? Don't know what they need to do or when things need to be done? If busyness keeps you from driving with them, then Gotta Go Driving School is the place to call. Jeff Weber at Gotta Go Driving School has been teaching driving lessons to all age groups since 1991. Call Jeff at Gotta Go Driving, 238-0236. Jeff will tell you to start planning ahead now. Don't wait. Got a new driver? Then it's Gotta Go Driving School. Talk to Jeff or go online at gottagodrivingschool.com.
And we're back. Kindred Varsity Field. All zeros so far. All zeros up in that scoreboard. As we head to the top of the fourth inning, Aberdeen Smitties coming to bat. Jack McDonald on the mound for the Kindred Vikings. He's faced 9 hitters, gotten all of them out. Struck out 2 along the way. Back to the top of the order with J.L. Aviles, the center fielder, left-handed hitter. Strike 1 on him. He's 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first inning. And here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. What a night. Getting a late start here because of the lengthy rain delay. The first game that was meant to be played at 5 o'clock here had to be moved into Fargo for a 9 o'clock start at Starion Field. So Post 400 is playing in that ball game, and they'll try to get that game in. We'll have more baseball for you as the weekend goes along. We'll carry the Kindred Vikings games along with the Post 400 Comets games as well. A leadoff walk, the first base runner allowed for Jack McDonald.
Yeah, there's a lot of baseball going on all weekend out here in Kindred, so if you feel like coming out, gate admissions is $5 for an adult. And there's some goodies at the concession stand, too. Some Cold Stone ice cream, some hot dogs, cheeseburger, whatever you like. Come on out and watch some good baseball this weekend.
Cold Stone ice cream, you say?
I did.
Fastball, ball 1 to Siefkin. I was pronouncing it Sifkin earlier, but I was corrected. Lance Siefkin, so I apologize for the mispronunciation. Here's a 1-0 lined into center field. That's down for a base hit. And that's the first hit of the ball game for either team as Lance Siefkin singles into center field. Right up the middle. A base hit, so the first 2 runners on board for the Aberdeen Smitties. Grant Byer, the 3-hole hitter, steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He struck out looking back in the first inning. Likely looking to move the base runners up, even though he's your 3-hole hitter. Probably going to try to move the runners up in some fashion. Here he does square to bunt, and he lays down a beauty. Jeremiah Doctor picks this up and throws down to first base. Glasso covering. Jack Packer was charging from first base. Glasso covering at second base. Scooped it out of the dirt nicely. But a beautiful sacrifice bunt for Grant Byer. It's a 2-4 putout for the first out, a sacrifice bunt. Aviles moves down to third. Siefkin moves up to second base. Jackson Ladner, the first baseman, steps up. He's 0 for 1. Popped up in foul territory to the pitcher, Jack McDonald, to start off the second inning. Takes strike 1. Runners in scoring position. 0-1 count on the cleanup hitter. Jack McDonald kicks and fires. This ball is laced to deep left field. That's going to get over the head of Kylan Swenson and out of here. A 3-run bomb off of the bat of Jackson Ladner. A line drive home run. 3-run bomb to left field. And very quickly, the Aberdeen Smitties take themselves a 3-0 lead. On a 3-run home run. A 1-out bomb. The second hit of the game for the Smitties. Man, Jackson Ladner got into that one. A line drive home run over the left field fence. Their wind is blowing out, but that ball was not wind aided at all. That was a line drive home run. And here's the first pitch to the 5th batter in the lineup, Talon Dutenhofer, the catcher. Takes ball 1. So no runs and no hits through 3 innings for either team. And Aviles draws a leadoff walk, followed by a single by Siefkin, a sacrifice bunt by Beyer, and a 3-run home run by Ladner. Here's a foul ball, and it'll get out of play, hit the top of the press box once again. And the count rolls along at 1-1. 1-1 is the count. Jack McDonald on the mound, and he kicks and fires. Breaking ball upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count. Fastball's in the dirt. He walked him. I thought it was a 2-1 count, but apparently it was 3-1.
Oh, I had that wrong too.
Dutenhofer draws a walk, second walk of the inning for the Smitties. Brings up Tommy Stickelmeyer, the third baseman. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop back in the second inning. And we'll have a courtesy runner here for the catcher Stickelmeyer. I'm sorry, the catcher Dutenhofer. See if I can grab a number off this guy.
17.
Number 17.
17.
Mason Ligon will be the courtesy runner for the catcher. He does not go on the first pitch. 2 Tommy Stickelmeyer. 1 ball and no strikes. 56 pitches now for Jack McDonald. And here's the 1-0. Ooh, wow. Looked like an off-speed pitch. Hit Stickelmeyer in the helmet. He's okay. Trots down to first base. So Stickelmeyer's hit by a pitch. So here's what we got this inning. As Josh Omeras comes out to talk to his pitcher, settle him down a little bit. Here's what we got this inning. Aviles starts off with a walk. Lance Siefkin gets the first hit of the ball game, a single up the middle. Grant Beyer, the 3-hole hitter, then moves the runners up into scoring position with a sacrifice bunt. Jackson Ladner laces a 3-run home run to left field into the evergreens. And then Talon Dutenhofer, the catcher, draws a walk. Tommy Stickelmeyer steps to the plate, and he gets promptly hit by the first pitch that he sees. Michael Dutenhofer will be the hitter. He's the pitcher of record for the Smitties. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the third baseman to start off the third inning. This broadcast powered by MLGC with fast fiber optic internet service. Thanks to all of our sponsors. I really appreciate bringing you these ball games. Lots of fun bringing you some baseball from Kindred. Lots of baseball today. Kindred Babe Ruth Midcast League went up to Northern Cast today. Took a pair of games. Here's a line drive into right center. Back goes the right fielder. It'll get over his head. Xander Raths misplayed it slightly. Let's see if they get a. Oh, now there might be a rundown. Throw it on to first base. It's not in time. And Jack Packer landed on the base runner.
Yeah, his cleat kind of took the guy's helmet off there a little bit, but everything seems to be up and okay.
The runners had to freeze because they weren't sure if Rath was going to make the catch out in right field. So they froze, thinking that the right fielder made the catch. They went back to the base, and then Dutenhofer was running down to second base because he saw the ball get by the right fielder, and then it caused some little bit of a chaos, and they tried to throw Dutenhofer out at first base. Jack Packer goes and talks to Dutenhofer, said, hey, you didn't try to land on your head there.
Yeah, everybody's okay.
A run did score on that play for Talon Dutenhofer scores from second base. It'll be ruled a hit, a single and an RBI for Michael Dutenhofer. Third hit of the inning for the Smitties. Here's a pitch to Donnie Soderlund, the left fielder. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to first back in the third inning. 8th man to bat for the Smitties in the top of the 4th. Here's a 1-1 ground ball over to the right side. Glasso's got it. Kicks it down to second base, and he called him safe. They called him safe. Glasso went to get the lead runner Josh O'Maris, coach for the Kindred Vikings, didn't like that call at all. I was saying that they threw him out and then there was no chance for a double play, but the umpire ruled him safe at second base. So it'll be a fielder's choice for Donnie Soderlund. He'll get an RBI as Tommy Stickelmeyer comes across to score. The 5th run of the inning for the Smitties. First pitch to Carson Borg is fouled off, strike 1. So the runner is safe. There's still 1 out. Runners on first and second with 1 down. 5 runs in this inning. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Carson Borg. Carson Borg is over for 1. He grounded out to second to end the 3rd inning. And here's the 0-2 from Jack McDonald. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Glasso tried to go to short to cut off the run at the lead runner. And the 1-2, I shouldn't say the lead runner because there was a runner on third base who eventually scored. But tried to get the lead runner at second base. And there's a foul pop back behind. Jeremiah Doctor's got a play and he dives for it and he can't quite get there. Wasn't very high, and Doctor did a lot of hustling and was able to get back there and make a dive for it, but came up a couple feet short. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carson Borg. And here's a 2-2. Breaking ball over for strike 3. He struck him out, and there's 2 down. That's the 3rd strikeout for Jack McDonald. 5 runs in this inning for the Aberdeen Smitties on 3 hits. There were a couple of walks. There was a hit batter as well. Here's a line drive up the middle for the leadoff hitter, Jay Lavilas. Line drive single into center field. Mason Almaris does a great job of getting it into the infield, preventing that lead runner from scoring. So the second time Jay Lavilas batted this inning, laces a single into center field. He walked earlier to lead off the 4th inning and scored a run. Bases are now loaded with the 4th hit. Swing and a miss by Lance Siefken. Siefken picked up the first hit of the ball game for either team in the 4th inning here after Avilas walked. So Siefken singled and then eventually scored. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It misses for a ball. 5 runs and 4 hits, no errors this inning so far for the Smitties. And here's a 1-1 high pop fly. Should be playable. Jack Packer calling it in foul territory, makes the catch. So for the Aberdeen Smitties in the top of the 4th inning, pick up 5 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors. 3 runners left on base. On your Rusted's sand and gravel line score, Aberdeen Smitties with 5 and the Kindred Vikings coming to bat, and they had 0. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
It's Mike with Magnitude Sports. Check out this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. It's owned and operated by a family in Bismarck, North Dakota that I've known for over 2 decades. Kids have grown up into fine young men, and during their high school careers, some of them even played games that were broadcast on Magnitude Sports. If you like hunting, fishing, general outdoor life, sunrise, sunset, everything hunting and fishing related, dogs, hunting dogs, they're the best. Then check out the channel and show them some love. Go to Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe to them today.
And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're back at Kindred Varsity Field. Kindred Vikings coming to bat. as you're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports. I'm Mike Bernier along with Wendy Bernier.
Evening.
Bringing you some American Legion Baseball. So Jack McDonald for the Vikings set down the first 9 men that he faced. However, ran into some trouble into the 4th inning. A leadoff walk and then a single. Then a big booming 3-run home run by Jackson Ladner started the scoring, but they weren't done. They added a couple more runs after a walk and a hit batter. And a couple of hits drove in some runs. And it's a 5-0 lead for the Aberdeen Smitties. Nick Thompson steps to the plate for the Kindred Vikings, takes ball 1. And here's a 1-0 pitch, is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Nick Thompson comes into the game batting .390. He did strike out in the first inning. Nick Thompson, 7 doubles, a triple, and he's got 4 home runs. Here's a 2-0 pitch, down low in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes. 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Kindred Vikings. Nick Thompson, Jeremiah Doctor, and Jack Wold. And here's the 3-0. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Of course, you give Nick Thompson the old green light on the 3-0 pitch because he could lose one in a hurry and get you a quick run. And here's the 3-1. Upstairs, he walked him. So Michael Dutenhofer, the left-handed pitcher for the Aberdeen Smitties, has done a nice job. He's allowed some base runners, a couple of walks. That's his 3rd walk issued. However, he's also struck out 4 batters. No runs and no hits so far for Michael Dutenhofer. That'll bring up Jeremiah Doctor. He's the catcher. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second base to end the first inning. And the pitch, swinging a high pop fly into the infield. Shortstop can't see it. However, the third baseman, Stickelmeyer, sees it all the way, and he makes the catch. The shortstop, Beyer, had no clue. The lights do a very good job here. You should be able to see the underneath of the baseball with the way the lights are set up here. There's a reflector and lights actually towards the bottom of the light poles that actually shine up. But it is, you can lose a ball into the night sky at times. 1 out as Jeremiah Doctor pops up to the third baseman. Brings up Jack Wold, who's 0 for 1. Takes ball 1. Nick Thompson on at first base after the walk. Ball 2 to Jack Wold. Dutenhofer throwing a nice ball game. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd. His 2-0 pitch is over for a strike. 5-0 lead for the Smitties over the Kindred Vikings. Aberdeen, South Dakota. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Fastball hit high in the air, back behind home plate, and the first baseman, Ladner, does a beautiful job, comes over and makes the play in foul territory. I was watching the catcher, Talon Dutenhofer, try to make his way down the first base line, kind of lost his footing a little bit in that soft soil down there. However, the first baseman, Jackson Ladner, comes down and makes a catch in foul territory. Second out of the inning brings up Jack Packer. Drew a walk back in the second inning. Takes ball 1 here. Still a runner on first base with 2 down. And here's a 1-0. Fastball's over for strike 1. 66 pitches thrown now by Michael Dutenhofer. 5-0 lead for the Smitties. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Jack Packer. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Graham Glasso's on deck. And here's a 1-2. Swing and a high fly ball into center field. Aviles looks and he can't play it. He misplays it and it lands into. It landed right on about the warning track out there. And they're going to give him a double. So Jack Packer doubles on a high fly ball into center field. Aviles gave it a very good effort. J.O. Aviles went back and just couldn't quite make the play. Nick Thompson does not score on the play, even though there was 2 outs.
I was just going to ask you that. So now I just got a runner on second and third, right?
Runners on second and third. Nobody scored.
Okay.
Graham Glasso steps up. He's 0 for 1. He popped out to the shortstop. Takes strike 1. So a double for Jack Packer. That's the first hit allowed by Michael Dutenhofer. And here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Graham Glasso. Facing a 0-2 pitch. Here's a pitch. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Graham Glasso, on a Babe Ruth game that we were doing on Magnitude Sports, was the umpire. I introduced myself, said, hey, I'm Mike Bertier, and he introduced himself. Very deep voice for a 18-year-old kid. Incredibly low voice. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Glasso. Michael Dutenhofer trying to work out a little bit of trouble here. And the pitch. Swing and a line drive into center field. Caught by the center fielder Aviles. What an amazing catch by the center fielder Aviles. If that gets by him, at least 2 runs score on the play. Glasso might have had an opportunity to score.
Some confusion going on.
There's some confusion. Glasso thinks the ball landed. Timeout is on the field. The bench is yelling for Glasso to keep running the bases, and they're going to go talk to the umpires. Josh Almaris talking to the umpires. Aviles dove for the ball. Josh Almaris is thinking that the ball landed on the ground. But as it goes, it'll be a diving catch for Aviles on a line drive to center field. What a play.
So we two left on base here.
Yep, so no runs scored. There was 1 hit, 2 runners left on base, no errors. On your Rusted Sand and Gravel line score, it's still 5-0 in favor of Aberdeen. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
MLGC's story began in 1906 in the rural communities of Enderlin and Cooperstown. Today, MLGC is a 4th-generation family-owned company that can deliver ultra-high-speed broadband, TV, telephone, and advanced business services to customers on a 100% fiber optic network. Now available in several rural communities, including Kindred. In an era of exploding technology, MLGC's goal is to deliver future technologies that make rural North Dakota a vibrant place to live and do business. Visit them today, MLGC.com. MLGC, moving you at the speed of light.
Since 1897, families in the Red River Valley have depended on Bolger Funeral Home during life's toughest challenge. With each generation, we're committed to continuing that tradition of care and meeting the changing needs of families, from expanding our facilities to offering new technologies. And through it all, one thing remains the same: caring and affordable service. Always. Bolger Funeral Home. At this time, count on us.
We head into the top of the 5th inning. Aberdeen Smitty's on top of the Kindred Vikings by a score of 5-0. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports. We got ourselves a pitching change. Jack McDonald is lifted after pitching 4 innings, allowing 4 hits and 5 runs, all of them earned. He did strike out 3 batters, walked a couple, and hit a batter. So he exits the ball game in favor of number 12, Grant Spellhaug. Steps on the hill. And he's a new pitcher for the Vikings. First pitch is over for a strike. The Aberdeen Smitties will send up their 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Grant Byer to lead off. He struck out looking back in the first and had a beautiful sacrifice bunt to move the runners into scoring position back in the fourth. And he takes a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Grant Byer. Shortstop. And the pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt of Jeremiah Doctor. So some controversy at the end of the fourth inning. A line drive by Graham Glasso. Looked like it was speared out of the air by Aviles. Kindred Vikings contending that that ball hit the sod out there and was not caught. However, the umpire ruled him out. There's a line drive into shallow center field. That's down for a base hit. Grant Byer singles into center field.
First baseman Jackson Ladner.
Jackson Ladner steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He fouled out back in the second inning and got the scoring going for the Smitties with a booming line drive 3-run home run over the left field wall. And he steps to the plate again, 1 for 2. And the pitch from Spellhog, swung on and missed, strike 1. Runner on first in Grant Byer after the leadoff single. 5 hits now for the Smitties. And here's a pitch, breaking ball, downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. There is action down in the bullpen for the Smitties. I can't pick out a number off of who that is throwing down there. So I'll just say there's somebody throwing in the bullpen.
Yeah, I can't see it either.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Single digit number.
Here's a 2-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. To Jackson Ladner. Spellhog looks over to first base. Leadoff hitter aboard on a single. Breaking ball over for strike 3. Called strike 3 looking. And Ladner goes down for the first out of the inning. Brings up Talon Dutenhofer, the catcher. He's 0 for 1 officially. He popped out to the second baseman back in the second. Walked and scored a run in the fourth. Catcher Talon Dutenhofer. Throw over to first base. Gets away from Jack Packer. And Grant Byer is going to reach second base safely. First error of the ball game for either team. Be a throwing error on the pitcher. So Grant Spellhog gets charged with an error from the pitcher's mound on the pickoff attempt. Puts a runner into scoring position with 1 out for the Aberdeen Smitties. Matt Lomack, the head coach, and Trevor Ball assisting for the Smitties. First pitch to the batter, Dutenhofer, is called strike 1. Got a late start here after the long, lengthy rain delay. That's why we're playing so late. Here's a ground ball out to short, and it eats up Jorgen Swenson. That'll be the second error of the inning. On the E6, Byer moves up into third base. Brings up Tommy Stickelmeyer. He is 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop, and was hit by a pitch, hit in the top of the helmet. Back of the fourth, he came around to score. Once again, Mr. Mason Ligon will come into courtesy run for the catcher, Talon Dutenhofer. So I believe the courtesy runner actually gets credit for the run scored as they throw over to first base to keep Ligon close at first base. And here's Spellhog, fastball, misses, ball 1. Stickelmeyer looking to keep this inning going. He's got runners at first and third with a 1-0 count. And here's a pitch from Spellhog. Wow, Jeremiah Doctor didn't like that call at all. Thought he had himself a strike. The umpire ruled it a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. And here's a 2-0. In the dirt. That one misses. And it goes back to the backstop. There will be no play. As Grant Beyer comes across the score on the wild pitch. Smitties take a 6-0 lead. The first, baseball is a funny game. First 9 men that Jack McDonald faced were all put down in order. However, the Smitties come and drop 5 runs in the top of the 4th. Here's a 3-0 pitch. It's over for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Michael Dutenhofer is on deck. And here's the 3-1. Misses for a ball. Throw down to second base. Will not be in time. Sticklemeyer draws a walk, puts runners at first and second base. The ball is still live out there, and people don't realize that sometimes. Even though the batter walked, you can still throw a base runner out on the base pass if that runner is not forced to go. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Michael Dutenhofer. He grounded out to third base in the 3rd and had a big RBI single back in the 4th inning. Swinging a high pop fly. It's in the infield. Jack Wolds in foul territory makes the catch. And there's 2 away. 2 down. That's a tough call for an umpire there, because if the ball is fair, that infield fly should be called, and they will say that sometimes. Batters out if fair. Batters out if fair. And that brings up Donnie Soderlund. He's 0 for 2. He grounded out to first base and reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th. Did get credit for an RBI in that play. And the 1-0 pitch is over for strike 1. Grant Spellhaug on the hill in relief of Jack McDonald. And here's the 1-1 pitch. It's over for a strike. Throw down to first base is not in time. One and 2 count. Grant Spellhaug on the mound. And the pitch. Breaking ball. Misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spellhaug trying to minimize the damage. Throws a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. High pop fly over the press box. Out of play. This is your view from the camera view, is also the view that Wendy and I have from the press box.
It's a pretty nice view.
It's not bad. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Grant Spellhaug. Breaking ball is popped in the air, foul. Jack McDonald, or Jack Packer, I should say, gave it chase and ran out of room down the first base line. It was out of play. A gentleman down the first base line did try to make that catch.
He wanted his free Smarties from the concession stand, right?
Yeah. Not sure who that man is, but he did miss it.
No. Well, he can still chase it down and take it to concessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just won't say his name on the air because I don't know it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Is misses for a ball, and the count goes full. So one thing's a guarantee here: the runners will be running. Let the windmill start. It's a 3-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs. And if Spellhaug goes home, and off they go. Pitch is called, strike 3. And Soderlund goes down on strikes after a lengthy at-bat. 1 run that inning on 1 hit. There were a couple of Kindred errors and 2 runners left on base. At the end of 4.5, on your Rustad sand and gravel line score, the Aberdeen Smitties do come up with a run that inning and now lead it by a score of 6-0, with the Vikings coming to bat in the 5th inning.
Cheyenne Septic Service is your go-to for residential and commercial pumping of your septic and holding tank. Plus, they provide pre-sale real estate pumping and inspection. Don't buy a new home or sell your current home without it. Cheyenne Septic Service is always on call 24/7 for any emergency services that may be required at your home or business. Call 701-317-2756. Cheyenne Septic Service, a local business in Leonard, North Dakota.
For your remodeling and service needs on residential or commercial water heaters, sewers, drain cleaning, floor heating, and more, contact DJ's Plumbing and Heating in Castleton. The team at DJ's Plumbing and Heating has over 43 years of experience and is an officially licensed master plumber. DJ's Plumbing and Heating. Give them a call today at 701-347-5253 or visit them in person at 1002 Front Street in Castleton.
And we're back for the bottom of the fifth inning. American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports. Aberdeen Smitties lead it by a score of 6-0 over the Kindred Vikings. Jorgen Swenson to lead off the bottom of the fifth inning. They'll have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. 1-1. Jorgen Swenson went down looking in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Swings and misses, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Aberdeen. And for Kindred, no runs on 1 hit and 2 errors. And here's a 1-2. Breaking ball, swinging a foul chopped at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Xander Rath is on deck. And here's the 1-2. Swinging a pop foul down the first base line and nearly into the golf cart row down the first base line in foul territory. First baseman Ladner did give it a chase but wasn't able to come up with it. Here's a 1-2 count. Jorgen Swenson leading it off. Michael Dutenhofer throwing a great baseball game so far. And the pitch misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's a 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jorgen Swenson leads off the top of the fifth or bottom of the fifth inning with a strikeout. I got 5 strikeouts now for Dutenhofer. That'll bring up Xander Rath. And he bunts it up in the air. Diving play by the catcher, Talon Dutenhofer. He couldn't come up with it, and Xander Rath has himself a bunt single for the second hit for the Kindred Vikings. Xander Rath shows bunt very often. Oftentimes trying to get the third baseman to come in. Talon Dutenhofer, the catcher, tried to make a diving catch out in front of the plate. Did not make the catch, and then kind of landed on the baseball, and so Xander Rath was able to scamper down to first base for an infield bunt base hit. Ooh, Dutenhofer stumbled on the mound a little bit and threw the first fastball into the dirt. 1 ball and no strike. The mound is turf here in Kindred. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Xander Rath steals second, and he's into second base safely with the stolen base. Pitch was a ball, 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff hitter, Mason Almaris. Almaris is 0 for 1. He struck out in the third and led off the game with a 4-pitch walk. Here's a 2-0, misses upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. One out, runner on second base. Jorgen Swenson started off the inning with a strikeout. Xander Rath with a bunt single, steals second base. And the 3-0 count to Mason Almaris. Swung on and missed, or swung on and fouled off, I should say. to the screen. 3 balls and 1 strike. 86 pitches now for the lefty, Michael Dutenhofer. And here's a 3-1. Fastball is hit high in the air, shallow left field. And Soderlund, the left fielder, comes on and makes the play. And there's 2 down.
Mason quite disappointed in that one.
I think he feels like he got his pitch that he was looking for and popped it up rather than lacing it somewhere into the field. And Dutenhofer kicks and fires. It's a fastball upstairs, ball 1 to Kylan Swinson. Kylan is 0 for 2. He grounded out to second and flew out to right. And yes, Kylan and Jorgen Swinson are brothers. Kylan, the younger of the 2.
And their mom was out here fixing the field, too. She was hauling dirt around and raking up the dirt. And
where should I throw this load of dirt?
Yeah, it took everybody.
There's a high fly ball into shallow right field. On comes the right fielder, and he dropped the ball, and a run is going to score. Kylan Swinson is going to reach.
Oh.
He's going to stop at second base. He was making an attempt to possibly go into third base.
He was thinking it over.
The right fielder, Siefken, comes on. Lance Siefken looked like he had it measured. It was a very long run. They are going to give him an error on the play, so Kylan Swinson reaches second base on the error by the right fielder. Xander Rath doesn't come across to score. All right, we got ourselves a visit to the mound, and just want to introduce everybody to a gentleman that helped us out get this ballpark ready to play some baseball. So I'm Mike Bernier, by the way.
I'm Steve Stickelmeyer.
Steve Stickelmeyer.
Yeah.
So you must be the father of one Tommy Stickelmeyer, the third baseman.
That is correct.
He's having himself a day. Got hit in the helmet with that breaking ball. Everything's okay. It looked like he was having fun, and he ran down to first base. He was just okay.
Yeah, I think it probably maybe knocked a little sense in him.
Okay. Well, Mr. Stickelmeyer, Father Stickelmeyer, okay, you helped us out a lot with the ballpark today. Can you stick around for another half inning after this one?
Absolutely.
Swing and a miss by Nick Thompson. 0-1, the count to Nick Thompson. He struck out and walked. Runners on second base. It's 6-1 in favor of Aberdeen. Here's the pitch. Misses upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Steve Stickelmeyer, you do some groundwork in Aberdeen?
Yeah, I took over a couple years ago helping out. I really enjoy doing it.
There's a ground ball out to the shortstop. Throw across the diamond in time. And Nick Thompson is set down on a 6-3 putout. We'll bring back Steve Stickelmeyer, and we'll talk more about groundskeeping in the next half inning, and we'll take a break. No runs, or I'm sorry, 1 run for the Vikings. There was a hit, and 1 runner left on base, and there was 1 error. On the Rusted Sand and Gravel line score, it's 6-1 in favor of Aberdeen. All right, and we're back. I'm Mike Bernier along with Wendy Bernier, and we're joined now by Mr. Steve Stickelmeyer. Okay? Do you do some groundwork down in Aberdeen, and you took over a couple of years ago? Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, my son's been playing baseball for several years, and I actually was a former dirt track racer and kind of got used to doing some field work or track work, and
Carson Borg on the first pitch swinging. Of course, when we're trying to interview somebody, the inning, it'll probably be a 3-pitch inning, and we won't be able to talk to you very much. But Carson Borg starts off, first pitch swinging, pops it up to the shortstop for the first out, brings us to the top of the order with Jael Aviles.
So just got into it. I kind of figured baseball feels a lot like the clay on a racetrack, and went out and started doing some field maintenance and did more research and found out things that were working and not working. And I've actually kind of enjoyed going around and helping people and passing along what I've learned. And I really appreciate all the people that helped me along the way when I made some phone calls. So and we're all playing baseball, and we're all going to play on this field this weekend, so I figured anything I could do to help.
Well, we sure appreciate the help here in Kindred. I know you're talking to Paul Quisland and Dan Nathan, the groundskeepers out here, and my son Max actually helps them out a little bit, so he was hired to come out here and help, and so he's been out helping on the field as well, so we definitely appreciate the advice.
Yeah. Beautiful facility you guys have here.
Yeah, great field out here. It looks very good. Lots of green grass, and it got chewed up a little bit by the gator and things like that. But we wanted to get the field ready to play, and we did so. A lot of your help, though. Yeah. Aviles draws a walk. Okay, so we didn't have that 3-pitch inning. So Aviles draws a walk. That's the first walk issued by second walk issued by Spellhow. It's a 6-1 lead. Aberdeen over Kindred. We're joined by Steve Stickelmeyer, son of Tommy Stickelmeyer, the third baseman for the Aberdeen Smitties. And here's a pitch. This is Lance Siefken, the right fielder. Up to bat. So how's Aberdeen doing so far this year?
We've been, it's in the middle of the road, I guess. We've lost a couple heartbreakers here this year. The Legion team's really doing well this year for us. So this is actually our junior Legion team. Had a pretty good season, though, all in all.
1-1 the count to Siefken. And the runner goes. Throw down to second base is in time. And Jael Aviles is thrown out by Jeremiah Doctor to shortstop Jorgen Swenson, and there's 2 away. So you brought up some interesting points about diamond dust, or the quick dry that they call it. You said there's another product out there that you like to use?
Yeah, we just use what's called a calcified clay. It's a turfus field conditioner, and what that'll do is it'll actually absorb the water and release the water when it's needed. Where a field dry or diamond dry, what I found is just a one-time use product that just soaks the water up and then kind of leaves your field for the next rain. It's just going to soak the water up. So I've kind of learned to just use a field conditioner. And we did some training with Turfus field products and did a real nice job, and they're real supportive. So
yeah.
I'm really happy with their products. I see you use a lot of their stuff here as well.
I thought I just wrote down a walk for Lance Siefken, but it was a 3-2 count apparently, and he just fouled off the other one, so he did not walk yet. Or at all. We'll see what happens here. Full count, and here's the pitch. Breaking ball over for strike 3. Can you stick around for another half an inning?
Can.
Okay, that'd be great. We'd love to have you. So for the Smitties, no runs. There were no hits. There were no errors. 1 runner left on base. On your Rusted's sand and gravel line score, Aberdeen with 6 and the Kindred Vikings with 1, and the Kindred Vikings coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
Do you have a teen ready for driving lessons? Don't know what they need to do or when things need to be done? If busyness keeps you from driving with them, then Gotta Go Driving School is the place to call. Jeff Weber at Gotta Go Driving School has been teaching driving lessons to all age groups since 1991. Call Jeff at Gotta Go Driving, 238-0236. Jeff will tell you to start planning ahead now. Don't wait. Got a new driver? Then it's Gotta Go Driving School. Talk to Jeff or go online at gottagodrivingschool.com.
8.
It looks like we got a pitching change. Jackson Ladner comes in to pitch for Michael Dutenhofer. Dutenhofer went 5 innings, only gave up the 1 run on 2 hits. And here's a high pop fly into shallow left field on the first pitch, Jeremiah Doctor, and he's out on a fly out to the left fielder. I'm Mike Bernier. I'm joined with Steve Stickelmeyer. Again, he helped us out a little bit. He's from Aberdeen. He's the father of Mr. Tommy Stickelmeyer, the third baseman for the Smitties. And so you mentioned how the season was going. You mentioned that other product and described that very well. And so you do that kind of like as a part-time basis down in
I was
down in Aberdeen?
Sit on the board with the Smitties. We have 8 board members, and got involved with that. And we kind of all bring our own specialties. Some people are good at marketing, concession stands, different things. And I thought my place that I could bring a little interest was working on doing the field stuff. It's a city-owned and run facility, and they do a good job. We just play, want things kind of to how we want our field to play. And the biggest thing I was always concerned is the hops and kids getting, black and blue when they're sliding, and making sure we had a soft enough field and not too hard and different things. It's safety, really. Don't want any teeth getting knocked out and stuff.
Right.
So
here's a 1-2 pitch, called strike 3 to Jack Wold on a slow breaking ball from Jackson Ladner. And quickly, there's 2 outs for the Kindred Vikings in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up Jack Packer, who doubled in his last at-bat and was stranded out to second base when Aviles came on and made that beautiful catch out in shallow center field. Well, Steve, we really appreciate all your work, all the work that we did for you, and thanks for joining us here in the press box for the ball game. We appreciate the insight.
No problem. I really appreciate you guys putting on this event, and great community, and appreciate what you're doing here. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. You could tell your parents that we're streaming the game on Magnitude Sports.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. You could stay with us. You could stay with us. Stay with us for the inning. The inning was going so fast. I just wanted to, but I want to let you go. I know you want to go down there and watch some baseball as well too. So,
interesting thing I learned on your field is the uplights on your light poles.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
For your fly balls.
In fact, it was your son that actually saw the pop-up that was lost by the shortstop, and so your son came over and made the catch from third base, and the shortstop, Byer, had lost it. He threw his hands up, and he said he had no idea where the ball was, but your son came over and made the catch. And here's the 0-2, swinging a high pop fly, foul, into foul territory, into golf cart alley, I should say, down the first base line. And here's the 0-2 from Ladner. Breaking ball, swinging, driven down the line in left field, and that'll land for a hit, and that'll find the fence. Jack Packer is on his way to second base. He's got a second stand-up double of the game. And a 2-out double down the left field line by Jack Packer brings up Graham Glasso. And we're going to have a pinch runner.
Pinch running is number 0, Stanley Glasso.
And a 2-out double. Stanley Belaski into pinch run for the Vikings. And now batting is Graham Glasso. He's 0 for 2. He popped out to the shortstop and lined out to center field to end the 4th. Well, what do you recommend, Steve, that we do with the field from here on out?
Well, I think these guys got a great handle on it. Just talked a little bit more about some different products, and talked about aerating the infield a little bit more, and maybe top dressing it, get that a little plusher, and just a lot of things. And like I said, I'm always available. I'd love to talk. I don't know it all. I just like brainstorming and kind of learning stuff with other people, and the bigger we can get a base and say, hey, this is working for us or not working for you, and the more knowledgeable we all become.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your help again today. It's been great. 3-1 the count to Graham Glasso. Looking for a 2-out rally. And here's a pitch. Ball low and away, and he walked him. Runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's 6-1 in favor of Aberdeen. And that'll bring up Jorgen Swenson. He's 0 for 2. He's got a pair of strikeouts today. Jackson Ladner on to pitch. The right-hander kicks and fires. Fastball's hit high in the air to right field. Right fielder's got it measured. He comes on and makes a catch. That's Siefkin out there. He's got the out. So for the Kindred Vikings in the bottom of the 6th, no runs. There was 1 hit. No errors, 2 runners left on base. At the end of 6, it's 6-1 in favor of Aberdeen. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
For your remodeling and service needs on residential or commercial water heaters, sewers, drain cleaning, floor heating, and more, contact DJ's Plumbing and Heating in Castleton. The team at DJ's Plumbing and Heating has over 43 years of experience and is an officially licensed master plumber. DJ's Plumbing and Heating. Give them a call today at 701-347-5253 or visit them in person at 1002 Front Street in Castleton.
All right, thanks. And we head to the top of the 7th inning. This is Grant Byer, the batter. And I missed a batter somewhere. Okay, yeah, this is Grant Byer. I wrote down that Lance Siefkin walked, but he did not walk. He actually went down looking on strikes to end the 6th inning. So Grant Byer is the batter. For the Smitties, he's got a 1-2 pitch. Grant Spellhaug kicks and fires. Breaking ball, grounded out to third base. Misplayed by Jack Wold at third, and that'll be the 3rd error of the game for the Kindred Vikings. Jackson Ladner, now the pitcher, started out as a first baseman. He had the big hit for the Smitties. With no score, Jackson Ladner laced a 3-run home run back in the 4th. First pitch to him is a ball. Leadoff hitter is aboard as Grant Byer bounds one to third base. Reaches on the air. Talon Dutenhofer on deck. 2 balls and no strikes. To Jackson Ladner. 6-1 lead for Aberdeen. 6 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the Smitties. 1 run, 3 hits, and 3 errors for the Kindred Vikings. Thanks again to our sponsors. Really appreciate bringing American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports. Here's a 3-0, misses high. And the Smitties have something brewing after Byer reaches on the air and Ladner draws a walk. Runners on first and second with nobody out. The catcher, Talon Dutenhofer, steps to the plate. He popped out to the second baseman in the second, walked in the fourth, scored a run, and reached on an error in the fifth. And here's a pitch called strike one. Dutenhofer doesn't look like he's squaring to bunt to move the runners up. And here's the 0-1 pitch from Spellhog. Swinging a line drive into left center field. This is trouble, but Kylan Swenson runs it down. Throw down to second base will not be in time to double up the runner out on second. So a line drive out to left field, but Kylan Swenson's got some speed out there. He tracked that one down. Tommy Sticklemeyer steps to the plate. He is the son of Steve Sticklemeyer, not the father of Steve Sticklemeyer.
And we thank Steve for helping us today with the field and putting it all back together after the rain.
That was outstanding, getting his help. Worked very hard, very knowledgeable.
Yeah, we were all getting ready for the game, doing your lineups and everything. He's still out there helping us, so that was nice of him.
Tommy Sticklemeyer's 0 for 1. He grounded out to short, and he's been hit by a pitch and walked. 2 balls and no strikes to him. Runners on first and second with 1 down. Grant Spellhaug on the hill in his 3rd inning of work. He came on in relief in the 5th inning for Jack McDonald, who was a starting pitcher. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch, breaking ball, check swing. And they'll check down to the base umpire. No, he did not swing. 3 balls and 1 strike. Michael Dutenhofer is on deck for the Smitties. And the pitch. Breaking ball upstairs, it looked like. And he draws a walk. That loads him up. Michael Dutenhofer started on the mound. He's now playing first base.
And out to the mound Josh goes.
And we have a break in the action as Josh Almaris goes out to talk to his pitcher. On the Kindred Express scoreboard, Aberdeen, the Smitties, lead it by a score of 6-1 over the Kindred Vikings. Does not look like Almaris is going to make a pitching change here. Talking to Grant Spellhaug. Jack McDonald started. Again, baseball's a funny game. He set down the first 9 men he faced. Then a walk and a base hit, a sac bunt, a 3-run home run, a walk, a hit batter, RBI single, RBI fielder's choice, strikeout looking. Then another base hit, and then a foul out. As 11 men came to bat in that top of the 4th inning for the Smitties, then they piled 5 runs on. And now it's a 6-1 lead in favor of Aberdeen. 1 out, runners on first and second, and the pitch, fastball, swinging a foul to Michael Dutenhofer. Now playing first base. Owen won the count. Number 12, Grant Spellhaug, kicks and fires, ball in the dirt. Might be a play at the plate as a wild pitch went back to the screen. But Grant Byers able to leg it out and scores that run. Seven to 1 lead now for Aberdeen. As Byer scores on the wild pitch. Ladner moves down to third. And Sticklemeyer moves up to second base. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Grant Spellhaug. Fastball down low, 3 balls and 1 strike. Donnie Soderlund is on deck. Good hitters count for Michael Dutenhofer. Fastball called strike 2. Runners on second and third with 1 out. 7-1 lead now in favor of Aberdeen. And here's a full count pitch. Fastball hit high in the air towards the press box once again. And no play. Very long run. A lot of foul territory at this ballpark. Jeremiah Doctor, Grant Spellhog, Jack Packer all gave it a chase, but to no avail. It landed on the artificial turf right in front of the first base dugout. Count remains full. Aberdeen with 5 runs in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, or 1 in the 5th, I should say, and now 1 here in the 7th. Fastball swinging a drive to left field. Kylan Swenson gives chase, goes back, and he can't make the play. It goes all the way to the fence. 1 run will score. Another runner being held up at third base. It looked like Kylan Swenson had a good chance at that, but the ball was hit hard and one hopped the fence, and Kylan Swenson was unable to make the play. They're going to give him a double on the play. Michael Dutenhofer with an RBI double. Ladner comes across to score. Stickelmeyer had to hold up at third base. And we're going to have ourselves a pitching change as Josh Almaris comes out to make a pitching change, and we'll take a break. It's 8-1 in favor of Aberdeen. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
Do you have a teen ready for driving lessons? Don't know what they need to do or when things need to be done? If busyness keeps you from driving with them, then Gotta Go Driving School is the place to call. Jeff Weber at Gotta Go Driving School has been teaching driving lessons to all age groups since 1991. Call Jeff at Gotta Go Driving, 238-0236. Jeff will tell you to start planning ahead now. Don't wait. Got a new driver? Then it's Gotta Go Driving School. Talk to Jeff or go online at gottagodrivingschool.com.
If you're looking for a bank or insurance agency that offers big bank products and small town service, then Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency is the way to go. Live in or near the Kindred area? Stop in and chat with a friendly banker or insurance agent about all of the convenient services and features they offer. Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency are your neighbors who are here to help you grow and develop. Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Online at kindredstatebank.com.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans have yield.
Jack Packer on to pitch for the Kindred Vikings. Fastball is over for strike 1. Jack Packer moves over from first base onto the mound. Grant Spellhog is removed from the ball game. Carson Andel comes in to play first base. 0-1 pitch is over for strike 2. Jack Packer wears number 45. Right-handed pitcher. Has runners at second and third with 1 out. And the pitch, breaking ball down low in the dirt. Or towards the dirt anyway. Scooped out by Jeremiah Doctor. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 8-1 lead in favor of Aberdeen over Kindred. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Misses, ball 2. Two and 2 the count. To the right-handed hitter, Donnie Soderland, left fielder. He takes strike 3, called strike 3 for the second out of the inning. So for this inning, Beyer reached on an error. Ladner walked. Line out to left field by Talon Dutenhofer. And then another walk to Stickelmeyer. Then an RBI double by Dutenhofer. 1 run scored on a wild pitch as well in the middle of that.
Yeah, I just want to jump in and say, too, during the pitching change, I hit a wrong button. So it's really just the top of the 7th here.
Yep, still the top of the 7th. It's 8-1 in favor of Aberdeen. 1-1 the count. To Carson Borg. He's the second baseman. He's 0 for 3. He takes strike 2.
I'm not going to go try and fix it right now because I might hit another wrong button. Oh, we were doing so good.
Jack Packer's actually got some heat behind some of his pitches. Throws a breaking ball down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carson Borg on deck. Then back to the top of the order with Jael Aviles. Here's a 2-2 ball inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. First base is open, so the runners won't be going. At least they shouldn't be anyway. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball, down low in the dirt, he walked him. So Jack Packer comes on, strikes out Danny Sonderland. Carson Borg draws a walk. Brings us to the top of the order, Jael Aviles, the hitter for the Smitties. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. 8-1 lead for Aberdeen. And the pitch, fastball, down low, ball 1. Aviles struck out in the first, walked and scored a run in the 4th, singled in the 4th, walked in the 6th. And the 1-0 pitch is over for strike 1. 2 runs in this inning for the Smitties. I'm Mike Bernier along with Wendy Bernier bringing you American Legion Baseball. Here's the 1-1 pitch outside, 2 balls and a strike. Lance Siefkin is on deck. And here's a 2-1. Swing and a line drive foul.
Okay, I'm going to go back and see if I can't fix this while we're...
2 balls and 2 strikes. And Jack Packer pitching from the stretch. Kicks and fires. Fastball in. Called strike 3. Aviles does not like the call, and he goes down and strikes. 2 runs score. There was 1 hit. There was another error. And 3 runners left on base for the Smitties in the top of the 7th inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Kindred Vikings need to come up with 7 runs to keep this ball game alive. It's 8-1 on the Rusted Sand and Gravel line score. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success. Jamie R. Swenson of Park Company Realtors has been your local Kindred area realtor for over 10 years. She'll help you find the home you're really looking for. Growing up in Gary, Minnesota, and graduating from NDSU, Jamie has made her home in Kindred, proudly cheering on the home team in blue. Buying or selling? Make that call to Jamie R. Swenson at 701-799-1779 or visit connectwithjamie.com to browse new listings and listen to the Realtor Moms podcast. Jamie R. Swenson of Park Company Realtors supports the Kindred players of today and hometown rookies of tomorrow.
And we're back. American Legion Baseball from Kindred, North Dakota. Kindred Vikings coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's an 8-1 lead for the Aberdeen Smitties as Jackson Ladner, the first pitch of the inning, hits Xander Rath, and the Vikings have a runner on first base with nobody out. Brings us back to the top of the order with Mason Almaris. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And Ladner kicks and fires. Here's a high fly ball into shallow right center. On comes the center fielder. Aviles makes a catch, thrown on to first base in time for the out. Wow, what a double play. I tell you what, Jale Aviles, the center fielder, is putting on a clinic today. He had a diving catch to end the 4th inning off the bat of Graham Glasso. He came in with runners on second and third, came in and made a diving catch. Now a fly ball into shallow right center field. He comes on and not only makes a catch, but throws a bullet to double up Xander Rath at first base. So it's an 8-8-2 putout, or 8-3 putout, I should say, and there's 2 outs.
Kylan got hit.
And I didn't see it. I was looking down at my scorebook trying to write things in, and Kylan Swenson steps to the plate, and he's hit by a pitch. So the second batter hit by a pitch this inning. Brings up Nick Thompson. Nick Thompson, throw it down to first base. It's not a time. Nick Thompson is 0 for 2. The strikeout, walk, and then a ground out. Trying to keep this game alive. It's an 8-1 lead for Aberdeen. Ladner on the mound, kicks and fires, fastball misses, throw down to first base again, not in time.
They're going to put Kylan through the ringer there.
It's a quick turnaround. Kindred Vikings will play a couple of games tomorrow. Aberdeen also plays tomorrow, I think, at noon.
Everything's kicking off tomorrow at noon, and then it's a half-hour delay for everything.
Another throw down to first, but this one catches Kylan Swenson in the rib cage. So with a 7-run lead, they're very concerned about Kylan Swenson and keeping him close at first base.
Yeah, I'll turn the camera a little bit since we keep going back to first. I'll turn you a little bit. Oh, here we go.
And finally a pitch. Misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jeremiah Doctor's on deck. Should Nick Thompson reach. And here's the 2-1 from Ladner. Fastball upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. I wouldn't think Kylan Swenson would be going anywhere. Doesn't make any sense to make the last out on the bases. You still need to have your next 7 batters at least reach base. And here's the 3-1. Misses. And he drew a walk. Puts runners at first and second with 2 down. But going back to Aviles, he comes in and makes a catch in center field and throws that bullet down to first base and doubles up Rath. 2 big outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Jeremiah Doctor steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He grounded out, popped up, and flew out. Strike 1 on him to the left-handed hitter. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. And the pitch. Ball upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th. Jeremiah Doctor looking to keep this game alive. And here's a pitch. Fastball inside, nearly hit him. 3 balls and a strike to the left-handed hitting catcher. 8 runs on 6 hits and 1 error for Aberdeen. Kindred with 1 run, 3 hits and 3 errors. And Jeremiah Doctor draws a walk and loads him up. That'll bring up Jack Wold. Jack Wold is 0 for 3 on the day. He grounded out to second, popped up to the first baseman, and struck out looking. He's 0 for 3. Now we're going to get a visit out to the mound from the coaching staff for the Smitties. Jack Packer's on deck. Michael Dutenhofer started on the mound for the Aberdeen Smitties. Pitched a nice ball game. He's being relieved by Jackson Ladner, the right-hander. Michael Dutenhofer, a left-handed pitcher. Here's Jack Wold. Bases are loaded. And the pitch is upstairs. Ball 1. Ladner looking to end this ball game for the Smitties. 1-0 pitch is called a strike, much to the dismay of the first base dugout. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Jack Wold. Jack Wold took a mighty cut at that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Number 13, Jackson Ladner, kicks and fires. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ladner looking to put this one away, and the pitch. Fastball grounded on the right side, through for a base hit. That'll score 1 run, and they will hold Nick Thompson up at third base. Again, you don't want to make any outs on the bases. The batters still need to reach, but it's an RBI single for Jack Wold, scores Kylan Swenson. Nick Thompson stops at third base. Jeremiah Doctor at second base. And an RBI single for Jack Wold makes it an 8-2 ball game in favor of the Smitties. Jack Packer steps up. He's 2 for 2. He's got a walk and 2 doubles. A booming double to center field and a booming double down the left field line. Has strike 1 on him. And the pitch. Over for strike 2. Very quickly down to the count, 0-2. Kindred Vikings down to their last strike, looking to keep this ball game alive. And the pitch, it hit him. It hit him. Nick Thompson will come across the score. Jeremiah Doctor moves down to third base. Jack Wold up to second base. Jack Packer on base with a hit batter and an RBI. Brings up Graham Glasso. Glasso is 0 for 2 with a walk. And here's a pitch. Over for strike 1. Graham Glasso wears number 7. Had a laser beam out into center field, and again, that was the play that Aviles came on and made the play in center field to end that 4th inning. 8-3 now. And here's a pitch. It hit him. Now the home plate umpire is saying that the ball hit the bat.
Well, they're going to converse a
Now
little bit too.
Josh Almaris is going to have the umpires talk about it. It didn't look to me like it hit anywhere near the bat. It looked like it hit the elbow, and there's Glasso wears a padded elbow pad. And they're saying it hit his bat. I'm a little confused now. He was talking to Glasso. Glasso just said, yeah, whatever. So they're calling it a foul ball. And here's a pitch. Called strike 3. Glasso goes down looking, and that ends the ball game. For the Kindred Vikings, in the bottom of the 7th inning, they do come up with a couple of runs. There was a hit. There were no errors. And 3 runners left on base. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
MLGC story began in 1906 in the rural communities of Enderlin and Cooperstown. Today, MLGC is a fourth-generation family-owned company that can deliver ultra-high-speed broadband, TV, telephone, and advanced business services to customers on a 100% fiber optic network. Now available in several rural communities, including Kindred. In an era of exploding technology, MLGC's goal is to deliver future technologies that make rural North Dakota a vibrant place to live and do business. Visit them today, MLGC.com. MLGC, moving you at the speed of light.
And we're back in Kindred. The Aberdeen Smitties win this ball game by a score of 8-3 over the Kindred Vikings. And what a game for the Aberdeen Smitties. The first 9 men that they sent to the plate were all set down. However, they exploded for 5 runs in the top of the 4th inning, keyed by a 3-run home run by Jackson Ladner. Then a couple other runs were able to score that inning, and they added 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 7th, or 2 in the 7th, I should say, to round it out at 8. The Kindred Vikings scored 1 run in the 5th inning and then added a couple in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that was all done with 2 outs after Jayla Vilas made an outstanding play in center field and threw out the runner at first base to double up Xander Rath. But an 8-3 win. Michael Dutenhofer, the pitcher, starting pitcher for the Smitties, will take the win. He went 5 innings of work and did a nice job. He was relieved by Ladner in the 6th inning, and Ladner threw the last couple of innings. And so Dutenhofer will take the win. We'll be back with more baseball on Magnitude Sports tomorrow. We'll have the Post 400 ball games throughout the weekend and the Kindred Vikings ball games throughout the weekend as well.
I do believe we have the tournament bracket. Does that look right?
No.
All right. Sorry. We're
Sorry,
pushing
that looks
buttons.
like a double A bracket.
Well, I tried.
Yep. Well,
I tried.
And again, the Aberdeen Smitties win this one by a score of 8-3 over the Kindred Vikings. For Wendy Bernier, I'm Mike Bernier. You've been watching American Legion Baseball on Magnitude Sports.
Preceding broadcast was an exclusive presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Subscribe, click the bell, and visit magnitudesn.com for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.